The global economy just hit a tipping point that nobody saw coming. China's currency moves could completely reshape how money works around the world, and most Americans have no idea what's about to hit them.
Those currency shifts are already sending shockwaves through the markets. Just last week, we saw unprecedented volatility in dollar-yuan trading.
You know what's fascinating about this? The speed at which it's happening. I was looking at some data that shows China's cross-border yuan settlements have increased by 180% in just the past 2 years.
Hmm, that's a massive shift in such a short time frame.
And here's what really caught my attention: the ripple effects through our manufacturing sector. The latest industrial production numbers show we're operating at just 67% of our capacity from a decade ago.
Those numbers really put things in perspective. How do you see this playing out in terms of everyday impact?
Well, I've been tracking consumer prices in manufacturing-heavy regions, and they're telling a stark story. In cities that once were industrial powerhouses, we're seeing cost of living increases nearly double the national average.
That's exactly what happened in Detroit. I was reading about how their local economy still hasn't recovered from the manufacturing exodus.
Speaking of manufacturing exodus, let me share something shocking. In the past 20 years, we've lost over 5 million manufacturing jobs. That's not just numbers on a page, that's entire communities transformed.
And now with these tariffs in place, it's like we're watching a slow-motion economic collision.
Right? And here's what many people don't realize. China isn't just competing on manufacturing anymore. They're making strategic moves in financial technology that could fundamentally alter global trade.
The Digital UN initiative is particularly interesting in that context.
Exactly. According to recent Bank for International Settlements data, the digital yuan could potentially handle up to 300,000 transactions per second. That's more than Visa and MasterCard combined.
Those technological capabilities really change the game, don't they?
Oh, you have no idea. I was speaking with a currency trader last week who said their systems are already seeing unusual patterns in dollar-yuan trading patterns that suggest institutional investors are hedging against dollar decline.
Well, that certainly explains the recent surge in alternative investment vehicles.
And here's another piece of the puzzle: Chinese foreign exchange reserves have dropped by nearly $1 trillion from their peak. That's not just portfolio rebalancing, that's strategic positioning.
Those kinds of moves tend to have long-lasting implications for global markets.
Absolutely right. And when you combine this with the tariff situation where we're seeing average import costs increase by 23% in affected sectors, you get a perfect storm for economic disruption.
The timing of all this couldn't be more critical.
Let me share something else that's been keeping economists up at night. The velocity of money in domestic markets has dropped to historic lows, while international UN settlements are hitting record highs.
So we're essentially watching a real-time shift in global financial power.
Precisely. And based on current trajectories, we could see the yuan account for up to 15% of global trade settlements within the next 5 years. That's triple its current share.
Those kinds of structural changes don't just reverse themselves easily.
No, they don't. And here's what really worries me: our domestic industrial capacity isn't positioned to handle this transition. We're looking at potential supply chain disruptions that could last years, not months.
Sounds like we're at a real inflection point.
We really are. And as we wrap up, here's what everyone needs to understand: this isn't just about trade deficits or currency values. We're witnessing a fundamental restructuring of the global economic order.
Well, that's certainly given us all something to think about. And probably a few sleepless nights, too.
Indeed. The next few years will be crucial in determining how this all plays out. Keep watching those UN settlement numbers. They'll tell us a lot about where we're headed.